Hello, welcome back. So, today we're talking about drones and Japan. What are drones and how are they being used also in Japan in general? So, first of all, what is a drone? Well, a drone is known as an unmanned aerial vehicle. Um, or actually, yeah, no, that's about it. So, a UAV. If you've heard of a UAV or a UAS, or as known as a unmanned aircraft system, or by there are several names for it, but that's essentially what a drone is an aircraft without a human pilot aboard. So the flight of drones may be operated with various degrees of autonomy, either completely autonomous, so powered and controlled by an AI, or by a human operator. So those are the varying degrees of what a drone is capable of in terms of autonomy. Now, what we choose to do with that autonomy has started to grow drastically. And in Japan, much like many of the other technologies, it has been booming, but to a different degree. And this comes bearing in mind the fact that some genius decided to fly a drone full of radioactive sand over the Japanese prime minister's house, which kind of might have stunted the growth of the use of said drones. That and China's ever-growing interest in drones and spy drones have also kind of made Japan more defensive towards drone technology. But that not to discourage anything. It is legal to fly a drone in Japan. You don't need a license or anything like that. Like some countries, there's actually a free map that shows you where you can fly drones. And the thing is that even though he was, almost, attacked with radioactive sand, which is probably the strangest way to attack someone, um, the prime minister actually created the deregulated zone, where the laws that have been, now since then put into place, in these deregulated zone, the laws are a bit more lenient. Um, but yeah, no, drones are you can also only fly drones during the day there. So no stealth missions. Sorry. But drones are actually pretty easy to get there, and they're easy to fly as long as you go by the rules. Um, for example, you can make your way to almost any electronic retail store in Japan and um, pick up a drone because they have an entire section. Not too different from here in America. However, when it comes to something like agriculture in Japan, farmers started very early there using drone technology. They actually use drones to help agriculture and identify crop conditions. Um, and if there are anything wrong. Yamaha Motor Company, you probably know them, in Japan has developed drones for agricultural applications since the late 1990s. So they've been on top of it, much like uh, many of the technologies we have spoken of. But there are in the in the drone industry, there are four main categories. There's the toy drone or the hobbyist, which are intended for pure amusement and can be priced as low as say $40. And they carry like very small payloads and use very simple cameras to navigate and also to visualize through for the intended person. On top of that, there's the consumer or prosumer, which um, have now come about very, very, very aggressively in the past decade. This new kind of market of amateur photography. Some modify drones to create um, drones for additional functionality, like they just kind of toy around with them. And you see all these um, really amazing new ideas for not only photography but cinematography and videography. And then there's the one of the bigger markets, which is the enterprise and the commercial drones, which are used and developed by many different companies and have multiple applications, um, such as mapping or professional video photography, especially cinematography. Um, they can inspect everything from power lines to new one that was developed back in 2017 and showed off at the Japanese Drone Expo was one that was developed and designed by TerraDrone um, that actually use cutting edge solutions for aerial surveys through drones based on and even infrastructure inspection for buildings and bridges. So underneath bridges, they can actually use drones to scan for cracks and imperfections that might cause structural decay over time and have those fixed. And they're actually headquartered in Japan, but they also, help many people around the world. Another example, I mean, this also is the area for agriculture and really another one is Atmos, Autonomos, which is a control systems laboratory in Japan for industry and enterprise, much like Amazon and let's see, Amazon, a number of food companies, Walmart. They're all looking into drones and delivery, as everyone was expecting to have their Amazon next day delivery with a drone. But who knows? But AS ACSL actually in 2017, in January of 2017, actually broke the world record for the longest drone delivery in Japan, or actually in the world, but it was in Japan, and that was a 12-kilometer flight. And out of everything, they delivered hot soup. Nothing is too small. And then the last one is military drones, which are used as military aircrafts, which have been around for well over into a decade with massive drones being used by the military, from the Pentagon to Russia to everyone. But those are $1 million aircrafts that can carry massive payloads. And these are the I would see them as the ancestors of the drones that we have now at our fingertips. I know a number of friends of mine who have gotten them stuck in trees and lost them. But Japan has started actually just made the Japanese cabinet actually approved a bill to support companies to develop not only the security for the 5G mobile networks, but also drone technologies. Since, again, I mentioned China is just going crazy. But that's why they're doing that. And that was actually announced back in February of this year. So Japan's actually taking a major leap forward in that. And then the number of hours flown by drones by the military and governments have actually doubled globally between 2010 and 2015. So you can imagine with our technology how it is now and our advancements, the difference between 2015 and 2020. So yeah, no, that's technology, or that's drone technology in Japan, and how they're just moving not only in agriculture and construction and analytics and all that, but they're doing it in the safest way possible. So thank you for your time. This has been Drones in Japan.